Disappointment is a... Disappointment is a force of nature. I feel like that's, I took too much weed. Speaking of weed, I should take some. I am not feeling like I can handle all this cold sober. Its role in this twisted universe can be visualized and personified by the question, why is this not the way it should be? I feel like there is a very different philosophical argument that you can make there, but for the sake of going on, we'll go with your run. This sentiment, this disappointment guides us to try hopelessly to make things better, lest the universe collapse under the scope of its own crippling ineptitude. I feel like you just wrote down. Okay, this is what this is. You know when you have a turd, right? A gigantic turd. Now you just created this beautiful, massive. It doesn't even stink. It's beautiful. You just want to present it to the world. So this is what you do. You take it out of the toilet very carefully, okay? With a scoop. You scoop that up. Now you polish this turd carefully. You make sure every last remnant of trash-looking crap is gone, and it just looks perfect. Then you dress it up a little bit. You know, you go the extra mile. You dye. Let's not go that far. You make it look very pretty, and then you present it to the world, and then they're like, wow, that is a exceptionally amazing looking piece of shit. But it's still a piece of shit. I feel like that's what you just wrote down. I feel like it sounds very philosophical. It sounds very... It runs smoothly. The grammar is on point. The sentence runs. But if you look at what it actually means, I can do nothing but conclude that what you just said makes absolutely no fucking sense at all, even if I was high. You see, how about this? Okay, I'm gonna try this myself, only instead of producing some amazing verbal diarrhea, I'm going to try to actually make a decent point. And I'm going to try, so I'm not sure how well this is gonna work. I feel like on the topic of disappointment. Disappointment is the result of the innate drive of every organic being to better its environment to suit itself, coming naturally from the drive to survive and to improve one's situation. Now, one's situation cannot always be improved. Why the fuck are we having the Terraria soundtrack off this? I don't know, it might make this even better. Who knows? And because we cannot always improve our current situation or the things we do, the things we work on, whether that is... we don't have the bot that does the uptime thing. I really should get that. Anyway. Whether that is code or whether that is I'm building a house or I'm doing whatever the fuck in life and I am disappointed, that is just my drive to improve my situation in life. It is the drive the inherent drive that has driven us to make society. We no longer need 100% of the people to work on food, otherwise we'd starve. No, we improved our situation. We made crops and we bred specific plants like tomatoes and bananas and all those motherfuckers to produce more mass so that we can have more tomato in our tomato. We improved our situation. We built machines. And at this point, we are building machines that can take over farming entirely. We improved our situation because we were not happy with the way things were. We thought, we can do this better. And the disappointment is simply the failure, the result of the failure to make that happen. To make something that works. To make something that functions the way we think it should. Which is better than how it functions now. It is what drives me to do all this additional coding for something that is absolutely not necessary. Because the 2.0 balance was good. You could roll with it. But I thought, I can do that better. And so we are doing all of this crap. And the disappointment stems only from the inability to improve our current situation. Not because disappointment is a force of nature. I have not seen disappointment quantified in a formula. It is not the twisted universe that can be visualized and personified by the question, why is this not the way it should be? And when someone tells me that this sentiment, this disappointment guides us to try hopelessly to make things better, I say open your goddamn blinds, you inbred dumb fuck. Look out the window and you will see houses, skyscrapers, cars, planes that we produced to make our situation better, that have improved our lives by so much that it cannot even be fucking explained because your brain was not evolved to understand how much of an improvement this society is over what we had when we found it like 50,000 years ago. Before someone thought, let's put this seed on the ground and let's plant that motherfucker and then plant its children so I can eat it. You inbred dumb fuck. Look where you are. Look what you're looking at. You're staring at a screen, a computer. You motherfucker. Don't you know? And you dare call that? You dare call that hopelessly? This sentiment, this disappointment guides us to try hopelessly to make things better lest the universe collapse under the scope of its own crippling inaptitude. You're about to cripple under the weight of your own inaptitude because you cannot imagine how fucking dumb that sounded. Now, I don't know how many drugs you took or how much fucking shit you injected straight into the main vein because it must have been a lot to make you think that us sitting here, me staring at this, and you staring at whatever the fuck you're staring at, which are probably not the same things I'm staring at, is not an improvement over us dying at age 40 or 30, riddled by disease, being fucking chased around the savannah by a bunch of lions because some motherfuckers try to improve their situation. And then you dare say that's hopeless? Making things better? I mean, maybe for you, yes, because you give up after 5 minutes. But the motherfuckers that don't give up after 5 minutes, those are motherfuckers like Isaac Newton or Da Vinci or any of the goddamn names that we learned about in history, because those motherfuckers thought, we're not gonna give up after 5 minutes. I wanna know how that shit works, or I wanna plant this fucking tree and see if I can grow it, and then I can eat it. And then that's easier. And you know what? Then I don't have to chase a goddamn fucking gazelle across the savannah. Because guess what? I got bread, motherfucker. What do you got? Hopeless. Lest the universe collapse under the scope of its own crippling inaptitude. Well, aside from the heat death of the universe, which you do not need to worry about in any capacity, because, sir, you will be dead in the ground. Your atoms, not even in the same place anymore, they'll be scattered around the world. If we still have a fucking planet by that point, because we won't, because in a billion years the fucking sun will have expanded to the point where life on Earth is no longer possible. So don't worry about that even. It will literally be scattered across the goddamn solar system before you have to worry about the heat death of the universe. So, lest it be the heat death of the universe, which we have already concluded, you do not need to worry about in any capacity. And you also don't need to worry about the sun eventually getting so large and hot in a billion years that there is no longer life on Earth. Because at that point, it's been a billion years, motherfucker. And probably either humanity itself will already be gone, or will be on another planet thanks to Elon fucking Musk. These things, you do not need to worry about, son. So why don't we stop talking about the universe collapsing under the scope of its own crippling inaptitude and start talking about your mind collapsing under the inaptitude of your own ability to fucking do some shit and try for longer than 5 minutes, because if you try at anything for longer than 5 minutes, you may find you can actually get some shit done. And I know that's a very strange concept, but guess what, motherfucker? It works. And the proof is all around you. The proof's in the pudding, motherfucker. We made pudding. You think pudding grows on trees? Dumb fuck? No, pudding doesn't grow. We made pudding. Because we thought, I want that shit in that form with that taste, with a whole bunch of sugar. Let's fucking do it. And that took longer than 5 minutes. And it probably took a lot of failure, but it eventually worked. Talking to me about the futility of effort and the goddamn universe collapsing. What is it again? Lest the universe collapse under the scope of its own crippling inaptitude. Primetime 21. Subscribe for 3 months in a row. What's going on here, Jared? Why are you so on fire? Someone said some semi-intellectual shit. That was verbal diarrhea polished to look like a philosophical argument. Or a point. Sorry, a philosophical point. As it turns out, it was not in fact a point. It was just a stain in the toilet that someone took, polished, and then put on the internet. Which they do all the time, but they came into my chat with it. And that shit don't fly because that shit don't got wings when it came out of your ass. And so it won't fly here on my live stream. But do say that again, by the way, since I do like discussing these things.